Hello, everyone. It's Michelle Clippert, and
Leslie Gore.
here we are at the real estate store, and it's Real Talk for Real Estate. We haven't connected with our audience for a while. I think we've been.
I think everybody's been busy.
We have been
crazy.
extremely busy and crazy. And again, just to keep you in the loop, here we are in November. It's 2020. We still have. We're still in the middle of the pandemic, the
Yes.
2020 pandemic. And I was looking through our cards for the things that Leslie and I have talked about this year, and they don't all seem that positive. The corona, the eviction, and the moratorium for that. We talked about Colorado wildfires. I mean, really?
Yeah, it's
the
been a year.
whole year, short sale packages, but they were important things to talk about because we're reacting to something that has been completely unknown to us, and it's all new ground for
Yeah.
everyone.
Yeah,
For everyone.
blazing trails.
So in March, we got shut down. Real estate agents couldn't show property at all.
Yep.
And then we opened back up, and we did it with different guidelines. We still have those same guidelines. You know, we've got to wear the gloves, the masks.
Sometimes booties.
Sometimes booties.
Take your wipes.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. And we do show differently, but also we don't get as many people in a home. You can't bring in.
No.
You just they require 2 decision makers to go through the home, and that's still in play right now.
Yeah.
So what's kind of interesting and why we want to talk about and recap our year and recap what we've learned is because once again we're in a situation that there's a possible closure of our country once again because numbers are up. And we anticipate, like, what does it do to our business and you selling a home? Because that's our business, is you selling a home. So we were putting together the things that we learned this year. I mean, because we did it. I mean, it was just by the seat of our pants.
Flying all the way.
Flying all the way. And so
Learning.
Yeah, we learned, and the things that we know for sure is, first of all, when you do shut down, doesn't mean that your agents are not working in the background.
That's correct. That's correct. We're still here. We're just rethinking the way we do things. And a lot of what I miss, which Michelle just kind of touched on, how we show houses, I miss having people in the car with me. That's where you build a lot of relationship for a long time, a lengthy relationship because you're confined, you talk. We don't do that anymore.
Right.
So we're in a whole different avenue of real estate now and the way we do things, the way we connect. But we're still here and we still can.
And we still can, right. So, in fact, Leslie and I worked behind the scene the whole time that we were
since
shut
they
down.
legally let us back.
Yeah, and we had to work. I mean, we had to, because at the same time, there were many of you who had to sell. I mean, it wasn't like it was a luxury to stay home. You were either furloughed or you didn't have jobs and you needed to get out or sell or move. And we were here to service you, but we learned that we had to service you in a different way. So here are some of the other things we learned. First of all, you can work from home. Many, many people can work from home.
Yes, which has
Including-
opened up our area.
Yeah, including real estate agents or whatever it is that can work from home. The other thing is that a lot of you out there, your house has got too small for you.
Yes.
Right? Right? The kids that are still out of school, that are homeschooling, the parents that you could only maybe have 25 or 50% at your office, you had to work from home, and maybe you still are. And you're seeing the dynamic of the home, how it worked, is changing.
Yes, because there may be 2 professionals in one home and a classroom going on.
Right.
And then maybe grandma and grandpa had to move back, or you're in with them at their home. So
when
the whole
everybody
dynamic.
into 2019, 2018, 2017 wanted this great open plan concept, in fact, that was a demand, like, I need this open.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, they're like, I need an office.
Yeah.
I need a downstairs,
split. Yeah.
split plan so my kids can school downstairs and I can be upstairs. So I'm thinking, I know that we're seeing a lot of changes dynamically on how we live because of this virus. I think it's really changed
everything.
us.
Yes.
And the other thing that Leslie and I have learned, because we both do this, is that we can do transactions over the internet. We have the ability, which we do, is we video.
Yes. We are presenting, Michelle and I, she got me on board. It was terrifying, but it's a great tool because we can video ourselves talking you through your document, whether it be a listing or a sales contract or a purchase contract or title work, anything
Disclosures.
we can do.
Yeah.
So you're still seeing us, you're still getting that care that we want you to have.
Because we're explaining to you what we know. It's not just over phone or just, hey, listen, just sign.
Yeah, sign it. It's
you're,
fine.
You're going to be able to be taught the same way, just virtually. And it has helped immensely because during this coronavirus, during the shutdown, during the times that you cannot be face to face, it is so important that everybody still understands the transaction or what's happening.
Absolutely.
I mean, I just find we have the ability to be touchless, if you want to say touchless for something like that. And when we segue into video, there's another thing that we can do, which is our virtual videos of your home. And that, we had been doing that for a couple of years.
Yeah, we were already on board ahead of the train a little bit on that, thankfully. But yes, when we got shut down, then instead of the office tours and the whole MLS community tours, we were doing FaceTime tours of our home with the listing agent or whomever, leading you through, talking the home up just as if you were there to some extent. And that was a great asset.
Well, and we too are seeing the difference between someone doing, like, they can do the model, or they call a Matterport, where you're walking yourself through. There's an element of someone talking about how they're in the home, how it works, how that the functionality of that home. It is a big disconnect if you're only looking at a model, like if you just pick up a model, a dollhouse, versus someone walking through with you. And it made a huge difference, and we're going to continue to do that. And we just talked, I said I sold 2 houses virtually this summer, where nobody ever stepped into them until after closing. And it was an enormous help for those people.
Yeah.
So our technology has been able to help us. Our Google Earth has been able to help us to see where they are. I mean, there's just a lot of things at our fingertips.
Yeah, they can get the street view. But us virtually walking you through, I still think has that relationship factor that we're still here with you. Right. You know, it keeps it more personable. But yeah, we have definitely had to rework our whole train of
But we were
thought.
up for it. I mean, we did.
We jumped in.
We jumped in with both feet, and we were, because at the end of the day, it's you, the client, that needs the help, and we want to figure out how we can do that best for you. Absolutely. So the other thing is about current. So here we are, that we're not as locked down in Montrose County, Colorado right now, but other counties around us are. And we see this coming where we're going to end up once again in that lockdown situation. And here's our concern, or here's what we're putting across the bow for you. If you know that you're going to be selling sometime in the winter, sometime of the holidays, sometime in the deep of December, January, February, if you know that already, we really need you to reach out ahead of time. Sign a listing agreement ahead of time, not a launching of your property, but the listing of it, so that this agent can go through your property, just like we're saying, virtually ahead of time, and be able to take pictures, to do a drone. That's really where the hang-up came up, was that current information. When we were shut down, we had to just... And we had that information on a lot of our listings, but for our future, if you're completely shut down, you won't have that information.
Yeah, we weren't allowed to be in the house to even take the photographs until a month or 2 in. So that really stymied a lot of new listings.
But it didn't stop you from needing to move.
To move or make your life continue.
Your life has to continue. So if anything, we're saying what we've learned. Now we're saying that if you already know, now many of us don't know, obviously, but if you know there's going to be a job change, if you know you've been furloughed again and you can, make a living somewhere else, or if your house is too small and you know you can't have you in the home doing your wife and the kids all doing homeschool at the same time. If you know this is not going to work for you once again in a shutdown, you need to contact us, especially if you can't buy until you sell.
Correct. Yes, which there's a lot of that, but the market's moving so quickly. That's a really strong likelihood, but we just need to be proactive on our ability to market your home
Right.
prior to totally being
Because
shut
once
out.
again, you may be one of those people that the person purchasing your home will not physically be in it.
Absolutely.
It will be your agent and all the information that they get to you. So we just wanted to put a shot out over the bow to say, if we're all still preparing, let's prepare in one more way. Contact Leslie or myself at the real estate store. We have other agents as well, but we can do things with you virtually. We'd be happy to be on via video and like we're doing now, trying to make it personal so you're there and
Stay touchless at the same
yeah,
time.
stay touchless. So we're putting this out now because we know the holidays may be a time too. We're coming up on Thanksgiving where we feel that this is kind of the prime time where they may end up shutting us down because we're already home
Yeah.
for the family. So keep that in mind. And if there's anything we can do for you, please contact us at the real estate store. We're here to help you.
Thanks.